Hello and welcome to Caching Waves. This is an Elliott wave update for baseload energy, which I'll get to, but also a general discussion on uranium in general. As you can see, the futures have taken off. We just passed $100. We're filling in these gaps, and it's really taking off. But I think the catalyst that a lot of people may not be aware of, this was just posted 2 days ago, that the world's largest uranium miner, Kazatomprom, said they're likely to become short, have a shortfall on their targets of what they're mining, which is going to push the value of uranium up even more, is my thesis. And if you're new to the uranium area, there's new mines that are waiting to be approved and come online over the next couple of years. And this is just one, but you can find these analysis everywhere. And this is the production requirements pushed out into the future. And this is what we actually have. So I've been focused on this thesis for a long time, just for the fact that the demand is so high and we just don't have the supply. Or any top level uranium that's easy to mine becomes harder to mine after that level's mined, which brings the cost of production up. Like it seems like the biggest sector, I believe, to outperform pretty much everything in the future. But that is my thesis. I've been in most of these within the last 2-3 years. I'm heavily invested in uranium miners and exploration companies. And I had this mapped out for a long time. You can go watch my previous videos. Even though I haven't posted too much about them. This is my rough count. And again, these targets can really get pushed out when we get a crazy bull market. If you go back to uranium, look at companies like Paladin. They were one of the best performing when uranium went to all-time highs. It actually 1,000x'd in value, that company. And I believe we're getting another one of those sector bull markets. Commodities also tend to make very explosive moves. You can do your own research, just backtest this stuff. You'll see what I'm talking about. But I do believe we're coming to at least a short-term top in uranium. Again, this can really extend. Like I'm on log scale here, just pulling from the 1 to the 3 off the third. We can go to 225, we can go 122. It's really hard to judge when these trends really start taking off. But it is respecting our pitchfork pretty nicely. We had our wave 1 and then a flat wave 2, which is a very bullish signal. And we're taking off from here. And if we reach out and further targets, even this fifth wave of the third can get extended too, right? So it's really hard to judge. But I want you to pay attention to this. I'll get to Encore Energy in a moment, but I want you to pay attention to this. Look where we were in 2020. The value of uranium was at around $22, $23 before we hit that bull market. So we go to baseload. What was the value of it in 2020? Take a look. Between 40 and 50 cents. We did tick a little bit higher. And where are we at now? Just above that level. Now going back to uranium, it's increased in value almost 400%. If that doesn't blow your mind about the possibility of upside for this, I don't know what else will. It's trading at pretty much the same price. The value of the asset it has in the ground is worth 4 times as much as it was back in this area. So because the news hasn't caught up to the fact that we have major supply issues and the value of it is going to increase even more. If you can't see that argument, I'm not sure what to tell you. You go back to the fact that even the demand is increasing while the supply is decreasing and getting harder to mine. So anyways, I think this is a slam dunk. I'm not scalping this. This is a long-term hold for me. And again, going off the value that Paladin 1000x'd, I mean, the upside potential to this long-term, like, 3 to 6 years is pretty wild to the upside. So this is a really tough count, obviously, since inception. I have this as a flat pattern. Came between the 50 and the just above the 50. As you can see, this is the daily. We broke this trend. We then found support on that trend line. As you can see, I think this is a ABC and this is an ending diagonal. The next level we want to break is this trend line here, pulled from the tops. If we get through that and get into price discovery, I think the upside's pretty wild. I'll just say that. So the alternative would be, if this is a 3-wave, we might just get an ABC to the 1-to-1. So if it's super bullish, expect the 1.618. This is on log scale. So we're talking about potential only, not financial advice, of 5,800%. If that's a 3rd wave. If it's a C wave and we're just going for the 1-to-1, a 9x. Like, it's pretty exciting stuff. And these are our standard targets on log scale. Again, Paladin did a 1000x last bull market. So my view on this is that people aren't aware of the shortfalls, the amount of demand increasing. A lot of countries are now considering this green energy because it yields the most amount of energy to what the input it puts in. The largest uranium miner is going to fall short of demand of its obligations. The price of uranium has gone up 400% in the last little bit, while baseload energy is the same price it was when uranium was $24. Like, just look at the thesis. You can make your own decision on this one, but I am heavily invested in this. Now, this was a low, but the only thing I'm concerned about is if this is a sideways correction, we come up and we make one more low in the summertime, come between the 50 and the 618. If we do this, I don't expect it to, because we're holding at previous support here. We've already broken this first trend line. But if we do this, I would like us to do that, because I would be pretty much all in here between 23 and 33 cents. But yeah, that's it for me on baseload. There's a lot of uranium companies like this out there. On the TSX, there's some in other countries I can cover. But if you find this interesting, please leave a comment below. I can probably do a video and cover all the companies I'm invested in. But the upside to this, the risk reward, the whole thesis behind it, seems very high probability that we get a huge move in most uranium companies. All right, guys, that's it for this one. Be sure to like and subscribe if you like this type of video. And if you want me to do more on uranium, please let me know in the comment section. Thanks.